Welcome back to the Breaker Bros, and tonight we're going to predict the Bengals versus Chargers score. And I guess, on paper, it feels like the Chargers should win maybe by 2 scores if you're looking at it that way. But I guess the spread was only, 1.5 points, and they're at home.
Showing 1.5 right now. Yeah, so I guess people think the Bengals have a shot. I don't know, but hey, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But it's good to talk to you about the Bengals. It's been a while, so glad you made it. We're a day late, but there's a reason for that, right? What'd you do yesterday?
I went to the Tyson and versus Paul fight, which was
how was it?
I mean, the overall event was pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people actually showed up. The stadium was pretty much sold out. I mean, I would say like the seats itself was probably about 85% filled out, but then I think they had like another like 10,000 people on the actual ground level.
Okay.
On the field, but no, I mean the main fight was kind of I wouldn't say it was what it was meant to be, but the fight before that with Serrano and I believe Katie Taylor, that was a pretty good fight because Serrano, she got like her eyelid busted open, so it was pretty tense for like half of the match. And then a lot of people there thought she should have won. Somehow she lost, but it was pretty good. I also think they kind of dragged it on a little bit because I heard people were having issues streaming it because I felt like when the main event, like the main match, started at like 10:30 Dallas time, but it seemed like it should have started before that. But I think they kind of slowed things down to help out with the streaming. But
yeah, my kids watched it, so they said that there were problems with the stream. I didn't watch it. I'm trying to get caught up on Love Is Blind, so watch that instead.
Nice. Was that on Netflix too?
Yes, no problems with that.
Okay. Interesting.
Normal Netflix was working fine, but like the stream, I guess, was not good. Or maybe I fell asleep before like the fight stream started. I don't know.
Well, supposedly 60 million people were watching it at the same time on Netflix. So yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of people.
It really is.
Yeah, they say that Netflix is going to have games for Christmas, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
NFL games?
Yeah, they're going to have the Christmas Day packages for the NFL.
So it's just going to be those things where as long as you have Netflix, you should be able to watch it, right?
Yeah.
But I guess you still have to pay for Netflix, so but not that big of a deal since I already have it, but still kind of lame that they're creating these additional paywalls to watch games, especially for those that get NFL Sunday ticket. So kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, that's gotta stink. But I mean, yeah, it's not on Sunday, so
I guess that's true.
Yeah. All right. Oh, did you want to talk about the Baltimore game at all?
I mean, we did do a reaction to that.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I mean, looking back at it, I mean, it's the same thing week after week. It's just the Bengals have to outscore the other team, and we're just hoping that the defense just makes enough plays to make that possible. So it's just obviously going into this week, the defense has to play better than what they did last week. Play consistent football, 4 quarters, four quarters as opposed to because again last week I felt like through the first half they were pretty decent, and then it just kind of fell off in the second half. But no, I don't know. With most weeks, I feel like the Bengals have a pretty good shot to win, and I feel again the same thing with this week. But I guess there's still questions about if T. Higgins is going to play. It doesn't seem like Orlando Brown Jr. is going to play. I saw that Trey Hendrickson is going to play. So
is or is not?
No, he is.
That's good.
I didn't know that there was a question, but just looking at Twitter, it seems like he got there maybe like a few hours ago. So he didn't leave with the team, but I guess he had some personal things going on. So. But nonetheless, it's great to have him, especially for this week. very big game.
Hmm.
I guess it's another classic must-win game. But I mean, on paper, I mean, if you're looking at it now, going into the second half of the season, they really do have to win this game because this could be the tiebreaker to get the 6th or 7th seed or whatever. So, well, not only that, they got to start actually with a win streak. So you got to start with the first one, and there's no better time than this week. So, do you feel pretty confident going into this week, or?
No, I think that it's a terrible matchup for the Bengals. I mean, Chargers have a good pass rush. That gives the Bengals problems. And then I just think that Justin Herbert is the type of quarterback that the Bengals don't like. So,
I don't know.
okay, well, I hope you're right.
I think, and it's same thing every week with any team, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how well can you pressure the quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Herbert is one of those quarterbacks where he's willing to stay in the pocket a little bit more and try to push it downfield, as opposed to maybe like Lamar Jackson, where he has that really good instinct to know when to just leave the pocket and create time. Because no one can do it like Lamar Jackson. Like he's one of one when it comes to that. But with that said, I mean, with Herbert, you would think he'd be more willing to run, which I'm sure there's times he does that, but I also feel like with his strong arm, I think he does try to create that time, and he's willing to hang in the pocket a little bit more to create those deep passes. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's going to be as like if you're comparing him to Burrow, I don't think he's as cerebral. Like he doesn't dissect defenses like Burrow, but I think that's one of the things that Burrow does better than most other quarterbacks in the league. Mm-hmm. Maybe outside of Aaron Rodgers or maybe another veteran quarterback that's been playing for a while, but he's definitely up there to me. But I think if you can just get to him enough, and I would like to see the Bengals blitz, maybe more than what they normally do. I kind of felt like Mike Hilton might be like, I guess like potentially the difference maker, because I feel like he's one of the few people that when we tend to blitz with him, he's pretty effective. And I feel like as long as they can create a little bit of pressure, I think they can get a few, or at least a pick or two. And I feel like they're kind of due. Like I feel like the defense is due for like a really good game.
That's it. That's the understatement of the season.
Well, I mean,
I'm looking at the PFF stuff. So, I guess they have Herbert ranked the 4th best quarterback. I don't know, but yeah, I guess it mirrors what you were saying about pressure. Seems like Herbert is a much lower rating under pressure.
Well, I think because some people, especially throughout college, they're able to get away with their ability. And I don't know. I think that was one of the things with Burrow that separated him against many other quarterbacks, is that he kind of thinks like a coach when you're like dissecting defenses and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Herbert has kind of been known to turn over the ball a little bit more as long as you're able to get the pressure. Because I think for him, because he does have that ability to push the ball down the field, I think sometimes when that pressure gets to him, he's not as accurate. But I mean, we'll see. There are signs as far as like the Bengals defense with some of the younger players like Osai and with Murphy as far as like pressure. Because I know there was kind of a debate with why Murphy's not getting as much playing time. But I mean, if you look at the trends, Osai seems to be getting a little bit more pressure, which is good. And I guess, I mean, more than ever, this is the time for them to like really if it gets to the point where like they're competing with time, especially because it seems like they're starting to phase out Hubbard a little bit more, especially when it comes to those pass rush situations.
Yeah.
It's really good that we have multiple people competing for that spot to be that second, I guess, premier pass rusher for the Bengals. I shouldn't even say premier, but that opposite
Yeah,
pass
I mean,
rusher
if they could
to
just get a
Hendrickson.
little bit of pass rush.
Well, the thing where they're at is like, as long as whoever that other pass rusher is, if they can grade out average, if they can be somewhere middle of the league, we'll be fine.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
that's
that'd
where they need to
great.
be,
Like
because
someone that could be one-on-one, right? Because they've got to be rolling all their protection to Hendrick's side, right?
yeah, I mean they're gonna and I think Osai had flashes, and I think the thing with Murphy is that he seems to percentage wise have a higher pressure rate.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the problem is the last couple of weeks is Osai has shown a lot of flashes, and I can kind of remember a few plays where he was just very close to getting the sack.
Yeah.
And he's definitely getting the pressure. So I think that is pretty encouraging. So I mean, the more they can battle it out to split more time, the better for the Bengals, because that means they're going to push each other to be better. And as long as they can be at average or maybe slightly above average, then that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Because like they don't need much more than that, especially with the way Hendrickson's playing, because he's literally playing as, I would assume, the best, if not like top 3.
What do you mean, on the team?
Well, just like I'm sure there's there's multiple different ways you can measure it, but just like the pass rush effectiveness, I think Trey Hendrickson has to be up there. I mean, he's leading the league in
they have
sacks,
him
but
ranked as they have him as the 9th best edge rusher in the league.
okay,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
So he's grading out at a blue elite. So,
Yeah.
Do you want to look at the matchups?
Yeah. I am interested to see the offense versus defense, or the Bengals offense versus their defense, because supposedly this is going to be their toughest matchup, but which I kind of have that hard to believe. I don't know. I just feel like with the Bengals offense, the way they're playing is that I want to say the Chargers have the best scoring defense. So I think they're holding on average the opposing team to 18 points or below. Or I guess, 18 points. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like with the Bengals and the way they're playing this year is that I think they're going to consistently score in the 20 range, regardless of who they're playing.
Yeah.
And it's just like if the defense can play average or above, a little bit above average, then they're going to win most games. Like, but the problem is like the defense has been playing literally like
the Chargers have. I mean, Mac, they're saying might not play. He only played a few snaps last week, and he hasn't practiced all week. But he might still play.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be limited.
Yeah. But he's like the 3rd best edge rusher in the league, and you got Joey Bosa on the other side. So that's a really good combination. And it looks like their corners are really good.
Yeah, their corners are solid. I mean, they're, I guess, it's slightly above average. But if you just look at their defense, scoring wise or grading wise, they're
Fulton they have ranked
pretty
as
balanced.
8th best corner in the NFL.
That's 8th?
Yeah, that's 8th.
Wait, hold on. Let's see if I can make this bigger.
Yeah, maybe I can make it bigger.
I see it's 79. I just thought the blue would mean that they're like top 10-ish elite range. But maybe overall the cornerbacks are having a rough year this year, it seems like.
And their safety is the 6th best strong safety.
Yeah, but the other one looks pretty bad.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so their
defensive tackles don't look that strong.
Yeah, but their edge rushers are good.
Yeah.
I mean, if Mac plays. And then the backup rusher is the guy who used to play for the Steelers from Kentucky. Can't remember his name.
Can you flip it now?
Yeah.
Go to the Bengals defense versus the Chargers offense.
Yep. Wow, so we found a safety that's worse than Geno Stone according to the rankings, right? That's the
No.
first thing that pops out to me.
Was he?
47.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Gilman,
was.
84th.
Yeah.
83rd. It's going to be a battle. Whoever has a better game, right? Geno Stone has a good game. You might be able to hold the 83rd spot.
But it's weird. If you can you change the formation? Can you go back to like the I guess
Yeah.
nickel package?
For the Bengals?
Yeah. Cuz they primarily play out of that. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was listening to the.
Can you click on Osai? Sorry.
Yeah.
I just want to see what he was grading out the last couple of games.
I don't know how you go by games.
All right. Well,
that's snaps. You want to look at his games? Let's see here. Is it one S in Osai?
no, I think there's two S's.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, I got the same stupid screen. That was worth it, eh?
It's weird how you can't filter out by like games.
You can. I just got to figure out how to do it because I've done it. I think if you go on this one, maybe.
It's not that big of a deal. It looks like Hubbard's run defense is pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean Hubbard's kind of bounced back overall. He's 57th.
Yeah, it's just making sure he's not there in the pass rush is key. So I mean, McKinley Jackson's grades don't look that good, but I feel like when I ever watch him play, he looks pretty decent to me. But
yeah, I think he had a good game last week. There's like I had it up on the screen. Do I have it up on this one? Nope. But he had a good game last week, according to PFF. All right.
yeah, I mean their tackles look pretty solid. But they kind of have the same problem. I mean, obviously their left guard's pretty decent, but that
Pretty solid
center
tackle. Pretty solid. That's what you call that? That's like elite, dude. They have the 6th best left tackle and the 18th best right tackle.
I think that's just the 18th best tackle.
Yeah.
I don't think they separate left and right tackle.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Okay, so they have the 6th best tackle and the 18th best tackle. That's pretty amazing. I don't think the Bengals have a single offensive lineman ranked as high as either of their tackles.
I think so. All 75. I think Orlando Brown was 75, right?
Let's see here. His number's 75. He's 67.
Oh, okay.
So the Bengals have a better center than the Chargers. So that's about it. Right guard is their only weakness, but geesh. I mean, the receivers are not elite, but I mean, you look for them to run the ball, right?
Yeah. But are they a better pass blocking team than a run blocking team?
I don't know.
Can you just click on Slater? I think they just 74. That's average. This is 14th out of 72, so I guess that's better than average.
Yeah. Pass block is 3rd. And then, what do they have him as? So he's
the same.
He's like a 28th and 23rd. Whew. It's a big difference.
It's kind of crazy to me because I always thought one of the good thing about Orlando Brown Jr. was that he's a really strong run blocker, but I don't know. I feel like it's a Bengals problem.
Yeah.
When it comes to like the run scheme. But I don't know. I did see encouraging things when it comes to Chase Brown and how he fits into the offense. And
Yeah.
hopefully Herbert can be that what Moss was supposed to be. I mean, it sounds like he's not going to be back this year. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that, but I know he went to the IR. Yeah, I'm pretty much sure he's not coming back because they wouldn't have traded for Herbert if they thought he was going to come back this year.
Yeah.
But I actually think that's actually a pretty solid pickup. I know he didn't do much the last week, and when he did get into the game, he fumbled.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I wish they would have traded for one of those defensive ends, but instead they got a running back, which is like the easiest position to fill.
Well, it's also pretty important because, I mean, if Brown gets hurt, then what? It's like that would be a pretty bad situation. Now they got a little bit more depth.
Who's the number 3 back?
Travion Williams.
Why can't he run the ball?
I mean, he can. He's good to fill in if you're in a pinch, but you don't want him to be your feature back.
How many carries has he had this year? Like 1 or 2 carries?
Yeah, but I don't think you want him to be your feature back.
The Bengals have a problem with they have a problem with roster construction. Then he shouldn't be on the team. If he can't run the ball, he shouldn't be on the team.
I think one of the reasons why he consistently makes the team is that he impacts special teams, but he's supposedly, I don't think he really showed this year, is that he's a decent pass blocker for running back, pass protection.
Right.
But yeah, that really hasn't shown out this year, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's definitely not back next year. So
yeah, it's like things like that frustrate me. And the Chargers are a good example, right? Like they constantly have guys who are special teams, undrafted free agents who can still play a little bit, you know? I mean, if you don't have enough confidence in a guy to where um, Zach Moss goes down, you can't get him some carries, then he shouldn't have been on the roster to begin with. You shouldn't have to trade for a guy to get carries, right? Like, I mean, Travion Williams should have been in there, or he shouldn't be on the team, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just my position on it. I just feel like the roster construction for this year's team is very lacking. Like it's not well thought out.
Well, I mean, and there's certain things you can't predict, is injuries and stuff like that. So I
You
mean,
can predict injuries. You expect there to be injuries.
yeah, but you don't know where they're going to be.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
My point is that if you have a guy like Travion Williams who's been on the team for what, like 6 years, 7 years. If
Yeah.
in 6 or 7 years you don't have confidence in him to get 5 carries a game when the starting running back goes out, then I don't know what you're doing with your roster.
No, with Moss out, he would be the backup, and then if Brown got hurt, then he would be the starter.
But he didn't get any carries last week though, right?
No, I don't think he did. No.
And then they put that Herbert guy in over him, who had been there for 2 days. I just don't understand.
Because Herbert's a better running back. Like, it's not that confusing. Trayvon's fine as a third running back, like, but he's not. You don't want him to be like your backup, but it's like, because when your starter gets hurt, then he's the starter, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
like I get where, yeah, if you only want him to touch it maybe 2 or 3 times, fine, whatever. But I don't think he's shown that he could be, because that's where I was kind of concerned with Chase Brown. Like, can he have more than 15 touches? Which it seems like he can. It's just that fumbling issue is what you're going to be concerned about. But the more touches you give Chase Brown, the more likely he's going to score. So, like, he's shown that, or he's going to make a play. But yeah, I guess this would be a good time to. I mean, do you want to go into your prediction? Do you feel?
Sure.
I think it's gonna be one of those things where the Bengals offense is going to show a little bit more than the Chargers defense, and I know that's like the big thing this week is that the Chargers defense is going to be their biggest test. Which, again, I find that a little bit harder to believe, especially going against some of the teams that they've already faced. And I think the Chargers are kind of in the same boat as the Bengals. It's like, if you look at the teams that they beat, they haven't really beat really good teams. So it's like, is part of the reason why their scoring defense is good is because they just haven't played that many great offenses. You know, that could be it. But so it's going to be a test for both of them.
They gave up 17 to the Chiefs. They gave up 20 to the Steelers. So
Steelers is a good team, but I wouldn't say they're a great scoring offense team.
Yeah. They gave up 17 to the Cardinals. So it just looks like it should be a low scoring game, but like the line is so different than a low scoring game, right?
Yeah, because I think the Bengals offense is pretty damn good. Like, when it comes to our playmakers, like, they just,
yeah.
That's why it's like it comes down to the defense just making a handful more plays than what they did last week, and then just winning the turnover battle. Then the Bengals can win. But I don't know. So what do you think the score is going to be?
Okay. I'm going 24-21 Bengals win.
Wow, okay. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna be too far off. I'm gonna say 27-24 Bengals win. I do feel like the Bengals will
Okay.
have enough firepower to get it into the 20s. Because I feel like they pretty much consistently showed that throughout this year. But
Hmm.
it's just now I'm hoping the defense can just play enough, or at least have it to where the Bengals can have the ball last, right, and win by that field goal.
Yeah. Hmm.
Which, and again, it wouldn't surprise me if it's another one of those like 30 score games and it comes down to the field goal. It's probably gonna be closer to that. The more I think about it, but we'll
Yeah.
see. At the very least, hopefully it's competitive. And I mean, last week was pretty
Yeah.
competitive.
That'd be nice to be competitive.
Just not
Yeah, I mean, you can't
shoot
say
themselves
that
in
they
the
can't
foot.
compete.
Yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing for me is just eliminate some of those errors and self-inflicting wounds.
Hmm.
But again, like I said, it'd be nice to see defense come back and have a pretty dominant game. Even though I'm not predicting
Yeah.
that, it'd be nice to see that. Shock the world.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really nice if just someone stepped up, someone unexpected started playing, like meeting their potential, right? Like it just feels like they're just one defensive playmaker away from turning the corner on defense.
I agree.
You know?
Because if Cam Taylor Britt was playing the way he was last year, we would feel that.
Yeah,
If
right.
Osai would have played the way he did in his rookie preseason, we would have felt that, like.
Yeah.
And
So I
then,
mean, maybe one of the rookies will step up. Maybe Sheldon Rankins will start playing the way that we were hoping he'd play. I
yeah,
mean, it's just like just one more guy, just one more guy. I mean, the season is getting shorter and shorter. If we could just get one more performance, I think the Bengals will be in really great shape.
no, I agree. I think that's a pretty good point. It's like I keep seeing these posts about Hendrickson, Chase, and Burrow having incredible seasons, which they are. But that's the problem. It's like our really good players are playing at elite level, but then we don't have those role players doing what they.
I know it's so frustrating because the hardest thing to do is to have elite guys at those positions, and they have it, but then everything else has just gone to poop.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
the role players
and
are
it's
not
just like, and like
filling
Higgins
in.
is playing great, but he doesn't play all the time. Is he going to
Yeah,
play this week?
I think he will, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, but no, I mean, it makes a big difference if he's in there, especially when it comes to the red zone,
it's
and
a huge difference.
if we need to convert those 2-point conversions, so
Well,
having him on there.
penalties. I mean, basically the Ravens face masked every single offensive player on the Bengals on that 2-point conversion. They didn't.
Yeah,
call
I saw
any
that. Yeah. No, I think I texted that to you too. It was like after the game, like I had a feeling about it,
Yeah.
but then like as the days went on, it's like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
can't believe how dirty the Ravens were just playing in general. Like
Yeah.
I knew I saw it, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize how much it was until like you start seeing
Right.
like all the evidence, and it's like, damn, they did have 3 face masks on that last play.
Yeah.
And they were having so many face masks or like hands to the face that like I was getting confused between the ones when we were talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Because like,
Exactly.
yeah, because we were talking about the one at the very last play of the game, or
Right.
for the 2-point conversion, and I was thinking
Yeah.
of another one, but it's like, damn, they had so many, or
Right.
just late hits in general,
Well, they
or
had the one play where Yoshivash was going over the middle and like literally, what's his face, just face masked him and he fell down.
yeah,
least
but
they
I think they
called
called
that
that though. Yeah,
Yeah, they called that one, but I mean, come on, that's such garbage. When have you seen that in a game?
yeah, but like on that 2-point conversion, they had the 3 hands to the face, where
Yeah.
like I saw the screenshot, and then Gesicki got held, and then I feel like that was still passer interference on Tanner Hudson. Like
Yeah.
if you call that passer interference on on RDB, Dejon Anthony, then that should have been pass interference on that one.
Well, because it was pass interference. But the thing is that there was still a shit play call. I mean, I don't know how you
yes
call
and
that
no,
play.
because I get it, because part of it is you have a set play, and maybe Chase was like the number one option with what they
Yeah.
had set up. But based off what the defense is doing, you can say, well, he's probably going to get doubled, right? And then the least what you're going to expect is maybe a Tanner Hudson, right? So
Well,
I can
mean,
get it.
the way the defense was playing that, what you need to do is you need to do one of those rub plays, right? Where you have the receiver go out and basically pick, right? Because if they're going to hold you, then it's really easy to pick because you've got two
I would even
guys
say
standing in
running
the
it
way.
with Chase Brown would have been an option.
I think they should have put someone in motion on that 2-point conversion. Right.
Yeah.
And if you got people that are grabbing at the line of scrimmage, you send your primary guy in motion then. At least to throw things off, right? But oh well. Spilled milk, no sense of crying.
You just got to win this week.
Yeah.
That would be a great start, and then yeah, I mean, and then the following week is the Steelers, and it's just like I feel like they kind of have to sweep the Steelers if they want to get a shot at the AFC North title, which I know most people probably think it's out of the question. But you know, if the Steelers win this weekend and they play against the Ravens, you know, sweeping the Steelers can do a lot of damage. So there's still a lot of football to be played, but nonetheless, that's really not that important. Or it's too far ahead. We just got to think about this weekend and hopefully get that win and start some type of streak, because they definitely need to string 4 or 5 games together. So hopefully this can be the start. But yeah, is there anything you want to add, or?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Peace.